second.
Like they got the backpack on still. They've even got the same pants on.
Robbery of a high security institution, probably.
Like 300 feet up, so it could look a little different closer. Continuing westbound, South Mo Milton.
If he has like green glove thingies, that's him.
Oh, 50 into a wall. 22. Continuing eastbound. The headache. Continuing southbound, picture perfect. Mad Wayne.
Yeah, it gonna be accessory to robbery of a high security institution unless we have photos of you on scene. Let me take a look.
That gun's hot. Continuing eastbound Dorset.
Not seeing anything
Eastbound
here.
Dorset, crossing Palomino. Air 1, 40% fuel. Eastbound
I
Dorset.
promise you do not have one picture to tie me to the scene.
Okay, good.
22, continuing southbound Los Lagunas.
That's the case. You're getting robbery of a high security institution in addition to the drug charge.
Okay?
All right.
I'm just repairing.
Or the oxy.
Open the G6 garage, A1's BCB.
East, approaching lower power. Exiting lower power, northbound opposing lanes. Left, west.
I'm gonna lose my shit if the penal code does not change to include what drug is what fucking schedule. Because holy fuck, this is frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, oxy, is that really a drug? You know, it's more of a medicine.
Taking a jump down. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
No, it's definitely a drug.
Westbound Power Freeway, coming towards the North Rockford Drive off ramp, which they're going to be taking, typical, and they are sticking left southbound.
And this is so frustrating. When I search drug to find the legislation, it doesn't come up. Whatever the first word is, we can't search, so I have to search any other word in this fucking thing to get it to come up. All right, let's see.
That's you, Anita? Yeah. That's my left when you have
Eastbound San Andreas, passing, braking heavily. Oh my god, there was someone on the way. It's right, Lucas, I didn't see that. You didn't hit them.
Oh, well, I pulled off for a damn local.
All right, you are getting possession of a pharmaceutical drug without a prescription. Unless you have a prescription, of course.
The integrity skip, they're braking heavily.
I do not. I should get one.
Now, Nils, what do you think you'd be getting it on the basis of?
I bleed a lot, so it's good to don't feel the pain of me bleeding a lot.
Don't you think that presents more of a danger because then you wouldn't know if and when you're injured and therefore it would go untreated?
Yeah, that is a good point. But
it's not one you consider.
I would argue. Who asked?
Fair enough. The thing is, if things go bad, no one's gonna ask. You're just gonna be dead.
That is very true.
And let's be honest. Let's say you were in a house and idiot walked in and you were all bloody. He'd probably be like, "The fuck are you doing here?" And then when you don't respond because you're dead or dying, it'd be like, anyways, let me continue eating my pizza.
You know Margot or Randy?
Who?
Margot Escaro.
Yes.
And Randall Dalton. What's his last name?
Is it Dalton? Hold on.
Dalton. Yeah, Dalton, I think.
Yep.
They deserve a prescription.
Now, what makes you think that?
Because they are, you know, I can give an oxy right now to Randall and tell him to do anything, and he will do it.
So he's an addict.
He's
That's why it's illegal.
No, he's not even addicted. He's dependent on it. He's not even addicted anymore. He needs it to function.
Ooh, that's
you
no
know.
bueno.
One day he went out of oxy for one whole day, and yeah, he went crazy for a week.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. He's got 38 points on his license. Holy fuck.
How many do I have?
You have 14. So you're allowed up to 19
right.
before your license is suspended. And then it's a misdemeanor for you to drive. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but reckless evading is 3 points. But when we charge for an umbrella charge, you don't get the points for reckless evading. strangely enough. But that's neither here nor there, Nils. Right now, you're being charged with accessory to robbery of a high security institution, in addition to possession of a pharmaceutical drug without a prescription. All right, yeah. Prior to any reduction, 67 months, $25,625 fine. How do you plead?
Guilty.
All right.
Honey,
Give me.
can I chat to you for 2 seconds?
Yeah. One moment. Nils, just a moment.
Hey, I just got a call from Agent Smith of the FIB. Said he wants to come down and deal with this guy. I'm lying. But just roll with it. So anyway, I was thinking, could I before Agent Smith gets down here, because I think he was said something about Guantanamo Bay or something. Can I have a chat to your suspect really quick?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure, not a problem.
Hey, Nils.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, mate? Has he been Mirandized, honey?
He has. However, just to make sure we're all on the same page here, I'll read him again. Nils, at this point in time, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you in the court of law. You do have the right to an attorney during any and all questioning, and if you can't afford one to be provided by the state if available. You understand these rights as I read them to you today?
Yeah, I do understand. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Now, listen, I want to ask you a few questions, Nils, about you've been in trouble with the feds lately, so I've heard. And listen, between you and me, I want to help you out here, okay? I'm sure you're innocent in all this, but I got to know what the fuck's going on, man. I got tanks on the street. I got jets flying through the sky. You got to give me something here, man.
Come with me over here for 1 second. He has ears everywhere. I can't tell you anything. He will kill me.
My alarm's going off.
What? A missile?
Yeah, he shot the missile right at me and just blew me up.
What did you do?
I really don't know. And then I can't give any more. No.
Come on, Neil. Listen, he's on the way
It's so
down here
dangerous.
right now. He's on the way
Are you
down
letting
here.
him? No, send me up. Send me up.
Listen, maybe we can send you up if you give me something to go off of, but
Just a heads up. He can approve a lot of time off in exchange for whatever. So if you wanna cut a deal in regards to, being sent up and how much time you're gonna be in there, that's on y'all.
we can work together. You give me something to go off, I'll just tell him I crashed in the snow and couldn't get here in time to, tell Rhodes that he was on the way, and you got sent to prison. Oh no.
I'm gonna go ahead and get you billed, by the way.
Yeah. And then you can just send me to
$25,625. You've been billed. I'll wait patiently for word
I
on
can
when to
take
send you up.
I can take the full time. Just
What?
Send me up.
No, you pled guilty. I just gotta do some
Give me
math
something,
here.
man. Come on, I'm trying to help you out. We're friends, right?
I'm blind.
What?
I can't see. I'm sorry.
What's that got to do with anything?
Wait, I'm gonna have to. There's an
I'm
additional
deaf as well.
review of charges here.
Yeah, we're going to review the charges now. We might have to take you. You can't have a driver's license if you're blind.
Yeah, but I'm like with glasses I can see.
So you're not blind at all, man.
You're not wearing glasses, and you were driving.
That's why I crashed.
You flipped. You almost
Yeah,
derailed a
same.
train. Do you know how close you were to hitting that train?
Yeah.
Listen, the most I can do is 67 months down to 50. But, you say whatever he's looking for. I mean, I'd be willing to do 20.
I'll do the 50.
You listen. If we can figure this out without the FIB involved, man, we can get this all sorted, and you can stop being blown up by missiles, or you can keep your mouth shut, and then he's gonna find you again, and then it's out of my hands.
I never met him in my life.
I don't think you did. I think you just got blown up. But he's
I
after
don't
you
know,
guys for a reason, man.
All I
Is it to
know
do with
is
what- Is it to do with
I
what
know
Jamal
nothing.
said about the FIB, the robbery you guys pulled up?
I don't know anything about no robbery.
You know what? I don't want nothing to do with this fucking guy. I'm open my help, Nils. Don't forget that.
Mhm.
Nils, that's my husband. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, very nice to meet you. Happy marriage.
Oh my, thank you.
It's not coming easy.
I have no idea.
All right.
All right. You were looking at 67 months. It drops to 50 on the basis of the guilty plea because it's 25%. I can also take into account. Hold on. Take into account an additional 15 months on top of that, so it'd be 35.
All right.
All right. Now, beyond that, do you have any comments, questions, or any concerns, Nils?
None at all.
All right. If that's the case, I'm going to get you sent off. You have a wonderful day. Stay safe.
Same to you. Same to you.
Goodbye. Hmm. $390. Nils. Save.
I tried. Do you hear about the tank the other day?
The what?
There was a mini tank.
Oh, wait, hold on. Bessie's frequency earlier was 72. I don't know if they changed
Got
it.
this, you got this. Continuing north.
Yeah, they always have it in single digits.
Really?
You go back in reports and look at that radio channel. 90% of the time, it's single digits. Like under 100.
Like
is
whole
what I mean,
numbers.
sorry. Yeah, like no. It's always under 100, but it could be like 69.5 or something.
Huh. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Let
Well,
me see if I can go to the evidence tab and just search tank, and you'll see mini tank. Wait, yeah. Go to the report 16952.
oh, I see
You'll
it.
s- Yeah. And then there was a bank truck later on where John Smith turned up in a jet, like a warthog, and was shooting them. And idiot was like, fuck this, and took off in the bank truck because he thought that would save him. And like, we were driving down the freeway, and this jet was like shooting at them. I spoke with Agent Smith, and remember what Jamal said about the FIB heist? That I was like, is this because they stole something from the
Yeah,
FIB?
yeah.
And he said, yeah, that's why he's been deployed to get it back.
Ew.
Yeah. Crazy.
So the FIB wasn't a prank by Z, is what you're saying.
No.
Then why would Z say that? And
So
huh?
what did he say?
Well, the whole like I told you, Z pulled
Oh,
Jamal
yeah.
into the corner
Yeah.
and was like, it was a prank, and he's like, I forget what he said exactly because we weren't you know, like super close. We were still speaking to like the doctors and stuff. And then when Jamal pulled a gun on him, then obviously we took or paid very close attention. But like,
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Go to report incident 11545. Okay?
okay,
And then go to Leon Edward FIB doc 2 out of 2. Have a look at that. The resemblance to the target was indistinguishable when they were wearing this mask. I wonder whether Jamal was like hallucinating because of some kind of fucking technology that the FIB's got.
well, hold on. Okay, I saw Jamal the other day disguised in a
Yeah.
way I've never seen before. Actually, you saw him, didn't you? Weren't
The
you there?
clown?
The clown, yeah. I ain't never seen him
Yeah.
disguised like that. You know what he's typically wearing? Alien costume.
True. True.
Internal statement for immediate review. Office of the Director. Wait, but hold on. That's dated June 27th.
Yeah.
So this goes really
Okay.
fucking far back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There was from another Polito bank. McNulty found another one of these documents, but it was labeled as like page 6. So that was page 2, but there was another one that's labeled page 6. It was talking about some weird like purple core experiment. There's some shit going on. I asked Agent Smith and I was like, listen, there was some documents, man. I think you guys have got a leak. And he was like, yeah, we know. I'm out here trying to plug it.
Wait, hold on. If this is dated June, when did all our legislation change? Wasn't that July?
I can't remember. Why?
Do you even recognize the FIB?
I think that wouldn't be under our constitution. They're federal, right? They're through like I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think we recognize the FIB, or I don't know why we wouldn't.
Well, I mean, considering jurisdictional issues that we currently have,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how the FIB operates.
Me either.
You know?
I mean, it's not necessarily our job to know, so possibly.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. But he's got a badge and everything.
Did I tell you about the tea from the other day?
What tea?
About Ventura and Peters, and so I get on duty to finish a
No.
report, and I look at my cars out, my Scout, the Super Scout. Speaking of which, answer that. I'm gonna go repark my car.
Okay.
One moment.
Hello, Richard Dog speaking.
When y'all were lower power, right, and then y'all were going around
San
the
Andreas
Paywall
car
alleys,
park, Lucas.
there was
San Andreas
another
car park.
Astra on there, and I saw it with only one person in it, so I was like, this must not be it. So then I continued with you guys because you said you never lost contact. So then when you said there was no one in the car,
Genuinely.
yeah. So then when you said
never
there was,
lost contact of paywall.
then when the snowman wasn't in the car, I was like, then it had to be the other one because there was another.
I think it
Astra
was.
on there that
I'll
was
be honest with you.
10
I think it was his. I think it was his line down in that seat.
Yeah, he probably was. So I figured if he actually wasn't in there, then they had to have switched to paywall. There was another 99 Astra on there.
Okay, that makes sense.
I started chasing that, and then y'all were calling a different one. I was like, oh, I'm on the wrong one.
It's all good, man. It happens. I mean, it's snowing as all hell. So like the fact that we could lose visual is very highly likely, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm about to put the fuck out of you. That's a self
It's
out,
okay.
Ricky.
I recovered.
And one's at 20%. I'm gonna go get a refuel, guys. You guys should be account of it, Gary.
Hey, what's the active?
E35, secondary, taking the jump down to the highway here, headed eastbound, now facing westbound. Freeway. Right, taking the northbound cutoff here for Dorset. And Los Lagunas. Right, southbound Los Lagunas. Taking the jump again. Trying to make it, I think, up to Los Lagunas. Did not make it. Continuing westbound, Del Perro Freeway.
Right.
Anita, status check.
Still pushing it westbound, Del Perro Freeway. Do you
No, I
mean get
didn't
ahead
tell
of
you
here,
that.
Lucas?
Yeah.
Affirmative. Vehicles
And we're out of the
flowing.
alleys.
Right, northbound, colorful Rawls,
Right.
alleys. Approaching Red Desert. Crossing 22, left. Westbound Red Desert, left. Southbound through the promenade. Continuing southbound, approaching San Andreas.
I'm holding right here.
Left,
Just past.
eastbound San Andreas.
Oh shit! You might be on to something.
Left eastbound Vespucci. Approaching Ginger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Passing
Brian Knight's
Palomino
Devil
and Calais,
confirmed.
White Garage, as well as Red. Eastbound Vespucci. Holy Rick, you fucking headaches, bitch.
The snow is ordering me from the inside.
Crossing Power Street, across Elgin. Crossing Strawberry, continuing eastbound Vespucci over the bridge parallel with MRPD. 50 on Popular.
Yeah.
Eastbound Vespucci. Approaching Supply.
Ankle smoking.
Oh, wait. Left northbound Supply. Oh,
Yeah,
your
you-
ankles, Ricky. Holy shit. You're just like,
Fucking
shit, I
hell.
talked too much. They're going westbound. Oh, shit, I'm facing me. They're going to Popular. Get him, Ricky.
Right, lane. I saw his headlight.
Goodbye.
Got him here. I got him here. He's.
You should warn King. You
Is he
should warn
set?
King, motherfucker.
Reversing. No, he's tucked. He was tucked. Headed back to this little garage here. Headed back.
He's gonna do the jump on the freeway. Get speed, get speed. Oh, no, he didn't do it.
Oh, he didn't do it, but I did. Oh my God, you lied to me. Smoking. I'm smoking and I'm on the freeway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, that was a 50-50.
Yeah.
That's on you.
How? Okay.
West on Vespucci
I guess I'll keep my
Boulevard.
eye out then.
Crossing Popular. See West on Vespucci on the bridge. Approaching Center.
Right.
Cross Center. Cross Strawberry. Entering Legion Square. Crossing Elgin. See West on Vespucci. Not because of Lucas, you shitter fuck. Open your eyeballs, then, bitch.
Who needs
Past the
Constantine
red
when you've got
garage,
Martha May?
past the white garage. Cross Calais, break your left
Okay.
southbound Palomino Avenue.
Listen, I'm gonna go with them. You keep looking
Right
into this,
west on
okay?
Lindsay Circus, right north through the Little Soul gas station, like a fucking murderer.
Yeah, you're probably
Then
right.
south on Ginger,
You're probably right.
left
Just be careful,
eastbound
okay?
Lindsay Circus.
I think that's a swap.
It's giving.
Calm down, okay?
It's giving swap. It's giving swap, girl.
I mean, I won't, but I'm married. But
You
I'm
got
quite
Pierre.
Martha.
Bully him, bully him.
The Ashron said they're
Okay.
helping us. He pissed
Bye
off,
bye.
but
Tell the Ashron I can't drive.
Martha thinks Brian May's the
that's
devil.
crazy.
Brian
There's
Knight's
two
the devil.
Ashrons. There's still.
And now she's taking a bra off.
Left
Cars are we
eastbound
taking?
Lindsay Circus.
But why?
Doing eastbound Lindsay Circus, taking a
Don't worry about
left, northbound.
Okay. What were we talking about?
it. Peters and Ventura?
Yes. So something happened with Ventura and Moss. Moss was very angry. Then Peters told Ventura he was banned from patrolling in Los Santos County. Then that happened before I was on duty. Then I got on duty.
Come on, go.
I was told this. I was like, well, that's silly and stupid. Then 78s were called. So we respond. Now I'm in my scout, but passenger Ventura's driving. Then the 78s gets downgraded to 77s, right? But it's a bank
Right.
truck, and we have a 95. And Peter starts getting all mouthy with Ventura, saying, "You can't be here. It's downgraded from 78s. It's 77s." And honey, I kid you not. Within fucking seconds, we're being unloaded on by class 2s. And I can't fathom all of the time and effort being thrown into ensuring that somebody can't help patrol. So much so that 78s are improperly being downgraded to 77s so that somebody can be kicked out of Los Santos County, despite the fact that they needed the help. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. If there is ever a reason to want to be a marshal, it's situations like that. I can tell them both to shut the fuck up and continue on as normal, as the ultimate authority.
Yeah, that sounds stupid. That sounds really stupid.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the LSPD has the right to tell BCSO they can't patrol in their county.
It indicates that they, in issues of like overlapping jurisdiction, which that's not. I mean, I guess it's overlapping jurisdiction.
They have jurisdictional authority, right? But doesn't mean he can't patrol the whole fucking city.
You know, I brought that up, and the interesting bit to me is that the way legislation is written, like I think you're correct, but it's going to come up to interpretation because let's see, powers and definitions.
But at the same time, I also am of the belief that it should be a UPD, and if Peters is, high command telling someone not to patrol the city, then I don't know.
Well, all it takes, from my understanding, considering how the sub-authorities portion works, and the jurisdictions work, is, I mean, look, San Andreas State Marshals, the ultimate law enforcement authority in the state of San Andreas. And then under sub-authority, it states the state marshals have full jurisdiction and authority over the territory of San Andreas. They have ultimate authority over all law enforcement agencies in matters of conflict or overlapping jurisdiction. BCSO and LSPD may patrol and enforce the laws of the state of San Andreas in state jurisdiction. And then for sub-authority in Los Santos, BCSO may patrol and enforce laws of Los Santos as a sub-authority to the LSPD. BCSO must defer to LSPD officers in matters of conflict or overlapping jurisdiction. This is telling me that if Peters were to say, Ventura, no, you can't patrol here, a marshal could literally turn around and say, Ventura, you're clear to patrol here, considering y'all have full jurisdiction and authority over the territory of the state of San Andreas.
Yeah,
they have ultimate authority. So I'm kind of confused. Like, it's possible that a marshal hadn't stepped in. Like, I don't even know if anybody was around to deal with that, but I would really hope that somebody from the marshal's office would step in to stop this silly level of, like, it's not even like a bantery thing. Like, he was screaming, and don't get me wrong, Ventura was giving him attitude, and I don't think Ventura was correct in doing so. Like, you can be right in your position, but your actions not be proper, right? Like, there's still a level of, I can hate you, but there's still a level of disrespect that needs to not be tolerated. Kind of like how we oftentimes tell civilians, listen, if you don't agree with it, you don't flee from the police, because then even if you are completely justified and you didn't do anything wrong and there was no legal, justification to do what happened to you, the moment you fled, you justified it from that point onward. And if you then had anything on you at that point, it's justified. Like, we tell people, listen, you have to comply, because if you don't, the reality is you're screwed no matter what. If we're wrong in doing what we're doing right now, even though it was wrong before, it's now justified, because it's going to be justified in a slightly different way, where you then fled detainment, then we searched you, then we found this. But if you, you know what I mean? A similar attitude needs to be had when dealing with internal PD drama stuff, where you can't lash out, you can't say shit to people. You can disagree with them, but do so with the level of respect. Like, if I'm dealing with an attorney and they're treating me like absolute shit and, treating me like I'm a fucking child, guess what? That level of respect ain't there. It's just not. And truthfully, I don't want any sort of working relationship with you moving forward, But if you can come in here and treat me with respect, there's no issue. Like, I don't care if we have to sit here for 3 fucking hours about a traffic citation. Do so with respect, and there's no problem. Do so
How did it
without
all
a level
start,
of
though?
respect.
And what did Ventura do to Peter just to piss him off so much?
I don't know. Peter's like involvement in the actual situation. There was a situation with Moss that resulted in all of the BCSO being kicked out of MRPD.
Yeah, what was that about?
I'd prefer not to get into specifics, truthfully. But then it progressed into, I believe, Peter's indicating that it had something to do with poaching people from LSPD.
Okay.
But even then, none of that being justification behind yelling at someone and telling them that they can't patrol in Los Santos County.
Yeah.
And I am
Yeah,
a
I
firm
agree.
belief. I don't know if I told you this or if I was just speaking with someone else the other day, but if the roles were reversed and it was Peters and Moss in the BCSO, that they would not survive. Reason being, an overwhelming majority of crime happens in the city. That's the reality of the situation. Right now, they can hold things over BCSO's head, you know, by way of threats to, you know, make sure that they can't, or at least attempt to make sure that they can't patrol within the city, which makes it so that, you know, officers up north wouldn't be able to do all that much, which I guess it is what it is. But I don't think anybody could convince me that if the roles were reversed, that they could survive, because the only bargaining chip they have is literally do as I say or you're not patrolling here. Do as I say or you can't do an overwhelming majority of your job is the long story short.
Yeah. And I don't know. It says BCSO must defer to LSPD officers in matters of conflict or overlapping jurisdiction. But to me, that doesn't say that you can just kick people out.
It does indirectly, though. Which is why I think the more important bit is that the marshals have ultimate authority over all law enforcement agencies. And I do think if the LSPD are willing to flop their dick on the table anytime a situation arises and pull rank, that marshals should be doing the same and telling them to pretty much back the fuck down and move the fuck on.
Yeah,
truthfully, that's the only counter I see to, you know, all of the bullshit related stuff that I see happening. Hey Matt, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I looked to see if there was like a command report or anything, or a high command report. There's not. So if it's something that carries on, then yeah, I agree with you. We need to step in, because that whole bullshit before about, you know, jurisdiction and shit, I don't want that happening again, especially if it's going back to kicking people out of places and stuff like that.
Yep, I agree. I mean, if done within reason, like, there's like context matters here, right? Like, if someone were to say, if they were an officer, and they shouldn't be an officer at this point, but if they were an officer that stated, I fucking hate those guys, and if I go down there and I see Peters, I'm gonna fucking murder him. Like, at that point, obviously, there would be, in my opinion, justification to be like, well, number one, get the fuck off duty, but like, more importantly, until otherwise stated, like, you can't patrol down there type stuff. But that's not really what happened from my understanding. And I do have, to be clear, I do have a very limited amount of knowledge regarding the situation, but none of it seemed good. None of it. Like it from start to finish, it all just seems not good and very unhealthy. How are we back to like when Bones and Cassidy and Moss and Peters were just at each other's throats the entire time?
Yeah, I know. I thought we got past this when
I
Bones
thought
and
so
Moss, like,
too.
agreed and stuff.
I thought so too. Also, is it true that I can FOIA Marshall reports involving me?
You, this is the thing, is that you can FOIA anything these days. Stupid that.
Is that not deemed an internal communication?
The direction I've been given by the director is, if it's like a complaint made, like if it's PD and Marshall related, like if let's say you come to me and make a complaint, you tell me something happened, like with this Peters thing, I wouldn't release that because it's internal government communication. Like it's a law enforcement department to another law enforcement department. But if it's like a civilian comes in and makes a report, we can FOIA that. Or
Okay.
stuff like that. Basically, as long as there's no, go on.
What is happening with Frost? I don't even know if that's something you can tell me.
As far as I'm aware, it's in the hands of LSPD High Command.
Okay. I guess my question becomes, if somebody were to approach a marshal and say, Matt Rhodes said this, is that where that ends?
What do you mean?
Does that just immediately get forwarded and taken as fact to my high command? I'm confusion.
I think you're probably confused. You don't have the full details.
Okay.
I imagine you've spoken to someone who probably thinks that that's what happened, but that's not what happened.
Well, okay. To be fair, yes, obviously I'm being given a one-sided conversation, but how does the person being accused of something not know what was said? And like, from my understanding, when asked, isn't being told what they leaked.
That's out of my hand. I'll be honest, that I don't know why that's happening or is happening or hasn't happened, because it was left with LSPD.
Okay.
This wasn't like this wasn't a typical, this goes, someone makes a complaint to the marshals and we investigate it and then we pass it. This was like a, myself, in the capacity that I assisted, it was an assistance. Like, it was a joint investigation and then it was left with LSPD. So I can't answer that, I'll be honest.
And just to verify it is confirmed, like factually, that information was given out.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, if that's the case, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
And whatever the consequences are. I will say it is looking very bad on shift 3, which is sort of operated separate to most shifts because we do operate more as a UPD than 1 and 2. And right now, I imagine members of command / high command in both departments are at their wit's end. Because I think this might be the first time that other shifts have sort of meddled in shift 3 stuff, as in the others don't really know to some degree, like, what is happening and why it's happening. Just that someone in a relatively high ranking position in shift 3 is being demoted to a PPO slash officer. They don't really
Right.
know. Plus, but do you want to know our command structure right now? Because it's not good.
What is it?
Let me bust out the good old roster. All right, shift 3. We have for LSPD, we have Sky. And then Maple is a sergeant. For BCSO, we have Lucas as a lieutenant, and Pinzone as a sergeant, who is MIA. That is shift 3 command in its entirety, / high command.
Yeah.
Alice transferred. Frost demoted. I hope whatever was done, like the consequence associated with what's happening to Frost should be associated with something done with malice. And I'm hoping that it's like, I'm not hoping, to be clear, that something was done with malice. I'm just saying, given the severity of the consequence, surely there is some indication that it was done with malice. And if so, then I can understand the consequence. But if not, I feel as though we're dealing with some very short-sighted people who don't realize the consequence of doing what they're doing. I hope that
I don't know
makes
what's
sense.
going to happen to him. I know what you mean, and I don't know what's going to happen to him at the end of the day.
Well, let me ask you this: you're the assistant chief of police before. If presented with whatever you brought up, would you fire Frost?
Yeah, I would.
Ouch.
But that's also me, right? You gotta think I'm often strict on these things than most.
Yeah, but that's telling me that there was some malice involved and not just like, a slip up or whatever the case may be.
No, this wasn't it.
Because if it was a slip up, I also know you're a firm believer in, like, we're human, we make mistakes, and giving people the opportunity to redeem themselves. And so if you're saying if you were in that position, you'd be fired, then that's telling me that this is like very much so a very intentional thing, and maybe not malice, but like intentionally providing something that should not have been.
Yeah. It's a rough one, and I know people aren't gonna be happy about it. I think it could, between you and me, it just could have been handled a hell of a lot better from LSPD side of things in terms of like action from high command. There was a big delay that I don't think needed to be a big delay. You know what I mean? Because it's taken a while, and that shouldn't happen, especially with the severity of a case like this. But in terms of like what's there, I think it's pretty severe. So, who did you talk to about it? Was it Sky or was it Frost?
It was Frost. He was just down in the dumps, like, and even himself stating like, if I really did something that bad, why am I not fired? Type stuff.
Yeah. Well, as far as when I spoke to Peters, he was demoted pending, some kind of outcome. So, yeah, hopefully it gets sorted quick.
I'm curious, like, whatever the information is, like, from my understanding, it hasn't been provided to him. So I'm curious to know what they're going to do if he requests a panel. Are they just going to not provide whatever was provided? Not only that, from my understanding, he tried to speak to Barrett regarding FOIA requests for any Marshall-related stuff, and Barrett said it doesn't exist.
Huh.
So, like, everything seemingly from his perspective is like him being in the unknown. And you know me, I'm a
Right.
firm believer in that nobody should ever be surprised. Like if there's a consequence or punishment
agree, yeah.
associated, like especially if somebody's being fired, nobody should ever be surprised that they're being fired. Either something is so egregious that it results in being fired in like the first instance that it occurs, and again, so egregious that one and done, or you have been warned about something in the past, told the severity of it, and told if it were to happen again, at that point your employment is going to be up for debate. But
Sure.
he genuinely seemed lost.
Yeah. I mean, if it was me handling it and I was,
I mean, it doesn't help that we're months down the
chief,
road. Also, seemingly.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I think when it comes to complaints like this, you gotta kind of approach it directly and be like, hey, this, we got evidence that this happened, and it happened on this date and this here, and can you tell me, exactly what happened? I think that should be the way it goes. It shouldn't just be like, I don't know whether he was asked questions or anything, but if it's like vague, did you do this? Then, it's pretty hard to answer those kind of questions. Yeah. It's like, just general, did you do this bad thing? With no details, it might be hard to answer. But again, that's been handled by LSPD.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna get out there. I need to go grab food. I'm fucking starving. I need to grab IFAX too. Holy fuck.
You need IFAX?
Yeah, I have none on me.
What? How did you use them all?
Did
you use them all today, or just
no,
was there a big thing? Oh, okay.
No, the snow, bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
Here and there, yeah, no big deal. It's not like I've hit poles at very high rates of speed when suddenly the roads freeze over and you have no traction and you could previously take a turn. Oh my god. No, god.
I want to show you something afterwards, okay?
Okay.
I'll show you something, but if you're gonna respond to this, respond to that.
I'll call you when I'm done.
Okay.
390 radio check. Do we have the units to respond to the latest 1090? The security truck, Zancudo Grand Valley.
I don't know.
35 can if we have more units.
$390 can.
$235.
Hey, did you say it was Zancudo Grand Valley?
If it's not, then my GPS is off. Stand by.
I'm seeing it on the Great Ocean Highway.
A-Farm. Looks to be Great Ocean. My dispatch card was off.
Yeah, I would use the GPS.
It just moved. It just moved up Great Ocean, northbound.
11657.
Stand by. I'm gonna see if it's moving still. I haven't seen it move again yet. It's just south of Route 68 and Great Ocean Highway turn off.
Mm-mm-mm.
Are we just tracking it, or do we have enough units to respond?
390 en route. Leaving Sandy now.
$335 en route.
Drove down St. John.
If they were last seen north on Great Ocean, I'm gonna take the train tracks from Stab City to Polito.
Hey, Farmer, it seems like the call moved a little bit north and it has not moved since.
I see the bank truck. It's driving towards the gas station off of the Risky merge. I don't know if it's stopping there. I saw a car tailing it. I don't want to approach alone.
Hey, farm, I'm en route.
Yeah, it looks like they're opening at the gas station off of 368.
I am here with you.
I haven't responded to one of these before, so I'm not. I see a white and color sports vehicle parked alongside of it.
I don't see anyone. I'm gonna go around.
They just drove it in here, so I think they might have just kept going east on Route 68.
White and color sports vehicle with two purple lines on it comes back to a Victor Schmidt.
All right, 390's coming from
Dirty
the
truck
east.
is not flagged.
The vehicle registered to Russell Harrington on the eastern side. Hello?
What was the RO you just said, Red?
Hey.
Russell Harrington.
Oh, okay.
So they were seen driving in here. We haven't seen anyone here.
So I was driving towards the merge and I saw them drive this car in with a red car tailing it. I pulled back because I was alone, and like 10 seconds later, Charlie arrived. We drove up, and there was a car still here, and then they drove off eastbound.
Hey, firm. I didn't see any speeding vehicles eastbound. The plate I just ran, it looked like a Comet or something similar to me. Would that match the description of the vehicle?
I was not able to see what model of car would be. I just know that it was red. The truck appears to be abandoned.
390 is gonna clear to the south on the mountainside.
Okay.
What did you just do? Hondo, thank you for the tier 1 for 29 months and for 3 months in advance. I appreciate it. Wash, thank you for the 35 months. Was not watching one of your streams, but I do love the emotes.
I have
Respect.
found some casings and projectiles here on the Great Ocean Highway, direct lanes headed northbound. Not sure if we could exactly like link these two together though, being the construction moves so far.
Noct, thank you for the 23 months. Annie, thank you for the 5. All right, we're good. I've been on the hillside. I haven't seen any vehicles or anything up here. Full body stretch feels so good. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary, whether that be on Great Ocean Highway, 68. I can no longer see to the east of 68, but I see north and south for quite some distance on Great Ocean and nothing.
Tim 4, do we just impound the truck?
Take photos and document, request impound. We'll wait here for a few minutes given the circumstances, and then, and if we don't receive any response from tow, we'll go ahead and get that thing to the impound lot.
Okay.
Ugh. Ricky's status?
Ocean King.
Do I have to like look through the truck, in the back, or no?
I would refrain from doing so.
April.
Because I do think there are 2 separate alarms, the original one and then when, you know, the security system is breached in the back, from my understanding at least.
So should I not mark it yet? Should I just like take pictures and wait a little bit?
Like go through the motions of putting in an impound request, see if there's a tow truck driver.
Okay. There is not.
A firm. We'll go ahead and we'll recheck here in a few minutes. If there's still no tow truck driver available, we'll get it locally towed. We'll have no other choice at that time.
Inform. there no bank truck SOP in the SOP? So am I